turned 76. He's on album number 35, and he's still touring. He's got a number of countries that he'll be visiting next month to showcase his music to the world. Considered the pioneer of rap in Indian music, and is an ambassador for the music that is closely associated with Ghana, high life music. He is a composer, a songwriter, an instrumentalist, and he's my guest today on GTV Breakfast. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us Gyedu-Blay Ambolley, and it's a great pleasure for me to just step over and have a chat with him. Our WhatsApp number is 055 556 1034, and I just can't wait to have a chat with this man who is doing a lot for Ghanaian music. Good morning and welcome to GTV Breakfast.
Good morning, and thank you for the invitation.
When did you first realize that you had a passion for music?
In my early part of my school days, elementary level, because where I was born, secondary Takoradi, too many things were happening there.
Like?
You're talking about seamen, going out to the shores of Ghana and bringing back music, from the other side. Aside from that, we had some local bands like the Broadway band, CK Band, the Caruso 7, Skylarks, and all. So the exposure was right there in between music that was being brought in by the seamen and the local musicians that were performing. So the saturation was really happening.
And it must have been a really interesting mix of different styles of music.
Oh, big time, big time. I mean, the Americanism, was, did enter there. And people, trying to speak slang and dress like, and dance rock and roll, and with the James Brown versions, so many things were happening, of which, being a kid, you have the option of seeing what's going on and what you have, so that helped me a lot in the course of my music.
This must have been in the 50s and 60s?
Yeah, talking about, say late 50s into the early 60s, whereby, because, we had a railway corporation, Ghana Railways there, and the employment, coming from there, people coming from Winneba, Cape Coast, Elmina, Takwa, and all of them came down, because of Ghana Railways. And when they were coming, they brought what they have, and it's so vibrant. So
like a melting pot of different styles of music and rhythms.
Big time. I remember the other time I was speaking to the late Mark Tonto, and he said, so at some point in time, they just get on the sleeper train, because they want to see what's happening in Takoradi. So all the way from Kumasi down to Takoradi, come and spend about 2-3 days, see what is going on, and they go back. So that motivation for them to, get on a sleeper train to come to Takoradi, it means that something was going on.
Something was good happening inside Takoradi. How do you think music has shaped your life and the way you see the world?
I think the best part of my life is the gift of music that I was given, by the Most High, because everything I have in this world is given to me by music. Talking about, where I sleep, my travels, what I drive, and all these things were given to me by music. And I thank the Most High for that, because I saw that from my early childhood that my contribution is going to be music. And I pursued it.
So you owe everything in your life down to music?
Big time, and if I'm coming back to the world again, I'll tell the Most High, man, take me back to where you took me. Because the music makes you happy. Sometimes people come to your performance and you see a whole lot of people. Everybody has a different problem. But for you to be able to capture their minds in an hour, let them forget their problems and dance with me. I think it's a very, very good gift.
And let's listen to some of that gift from my guest, Gyedu-Blay Ambolley. Remember, you can send your messages 055 556 1034. He's my guest this morning on GTV Breakfast Eid Edition. Enjoy, Gyedu-Blay Ambolley.
Now is the time for that style of governance to end. in the 21st century.
Happening in the country. How do you think music can play a role in talking about issues that are important in a country?
Left, right, government shoe, it's not for you. Left, right, government shoe, it's not for you.
From the rhythm and things like that music, but the message in the music, makes people see what is happening, and because growing up, our ancestors, that's what they were doing. Listen to E.T. Masons and the Ramblers and the Stargazers, all those kind of bands. You see that they're talking about life. They're talking about the do's and don'ts of life. So the motivation was coming right from there. And looking at what's going on, I said, no, something is not right here. And I need to inform the people so that they can know what is going on. Because information, without information, my brother, things if you become misinformed or something of that nature, your lifestyle, your life, becomes also trial and error, form of life. So if we have the gold and if we have the diamonds and we have the bauxites and all that, and we're still borrowing money, it means that something is wrong.
What kind of reaction did you get from this song?
Some people were trying to take it personal because it looks like some people are serving parties, political parties, instead of serving the country. So those that are serving the political parties, some of them were taking it personal and things like that. But hey, I've said what I have to say. And I think what I said too, when other people sit down and analyze what I said, they will know that I'm really speaking the truth. Because what we face tells you what is going on.
Has your music ever got you into trouble?
If looking back and now, I think my music has brought happiness instead of trouble. Because when anybody sees me, the children, school children, they always call me with some of my, idioms, coming from my music. Hey, about the quadges, hey, about the brr, hey, ba, that sort of. So I see that for my music to be able to do that, it means that I'm contributing something that is viable.
You've been performing, composing, touring for the best part of 4 decades?
Yeah.
What do you consider your greatest achievement as a musician?
My greatest achievement was when I played at the Apollo Theater, in New York. Because before going there, we were looking at, James Brown's and Michael Jackson's and Luther Vandross and all of them, performing at the Apollo. And one thing that I did like about Apollo is if you are goofing, it's the audience that will send you out. Because if you are goofing, the audience will make a sign like this.
Thumb down.
No, you have to go out. You are not contributing. You know, so when I got there, I say, man, I'm not an American. I'm bringing an African music. How are these people going to receive what I'm bringing? And lo and behold, I set a record. My record setting was, you perform once, you know, or sing a song on the stage, you leave the stage because you have so many artists. So you have to leave for the other ones to come. Man, when I put out Ben Service girls, Shimano and so some of the African American girls, they jump on the stage, started dancing with me and all that. So when we finished, I asked the audience, do you want more? Then they say, yeah. So I looked at the face of the promoter. The promoter was, you know, standing at the corner. If the audience want more, the promoter says, he said, go ahead, go ahead. So then I added the Samugadu Kwaji and all that. It was fantastic.
Wow, when was this?
This was about 92.
Okay.
So when I finished with that, I said, when I got back to the backstage, man, I knelt down, I said, oh, I passed the test.
One time.
Because that is going to tell you whether you're going to move forward or you have to go back and learn your trade before coming back.
One time. So the Apollo was just a great thing. I've heard descriptions of your music as being timeless. What do you think are the key ingredients in making a song that lasts?
If you are making a music to the people, making a song to the people, you have to be, first and foremost, you have to be truthful to yourself. Because if you put in the mind that you want to make money, so you're making music that will bring you money, you fail by the roadside. Because at some point in time, the music is gonna, you know, vanish, of which people, because when I came back from America, there was some music that everybody was playing it. But giving it about 3, 4, 6 months, the music was dead.
It died.
It's gone. So if I'm putting the music together, especially the rhythm, you know, because we are people of rhythm. Even without lyrics, if you play high life, the younger ones, they get it because they feel the rhythms of that high life. Yeah, it's right there. You know, man, you know, sometimes we watch and see that, yes, the rhythm is always first. Then the lyrics, you know, what you're going to give to them to be able to check their lifestyle, whether what they are doing is okay or they have to reflect and, you know, that sort of format. So if you want your music to be timeless, put the money aside, because good things sell themselves. If the music is good, you make money out of that. And out of all these music that I made, I'm still making money today, because my music has been reissued and all that. Music that I made it back in the 70s are reissued in Europe and America and all that. So the royalties and everything is coming out of there. And if you see me like that, it's music, and I give thanks all the time to the Most High.
If you're a musician, what do you think you have been doing?
I like reading a lot, and I like history a lot, because I think that we've been miseducated historically. You know, so when we grew up after school and everything, we want to go to Europe, we want to go to America, because we see that a lot, you know, coming from TVs, movies, and all that. We want to go and have a piece of that. But when you go there, then you see the changes that, no, what you saw, for you to come over there, it's not the reality.
What was the biggest shock for you when you landed in America?
When I landed in New York, you know, first and foremost, you know, you get fascinated by, you know, what you see, you know, people, the airports and all that, you know, so they took me home. And but one good thing is that I loved it that I grew up in Ghana, you know, before America. So,
how old were you when you got to America?
I think it was about, I was about 32.
Okay, so you were mature.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so I saw that what I was taught over here in connection with my culture and all that, and what America is trying to portray, there's two vast differences and things like that. The shocking thing was America was trying to portray to the world that America is the center of everything. you know. But when you get in there, you see what is going there, the blacks, the way they maltreat the blacks. You know, there are some blacks who are properly educated, but they don't get the jobs that they'd have to get because they are black people and all that. Many other things like the police, you know, they're dealing with the people and all that. You see that, no.
Did they ever stop you? Did the police ever stop you?
Oh, I think about 2 or 3 times. They gave me a ticket. You know, they say that I was over speeding. I said no, because there was a car in front of me. So if I'm over speeding, that means the car in front of me is also over speeding.
Over speeding.
But the car in front of me, they let it go, and they stopped me. You know, I asked why. They said no, I'm over speeding and things like that. Well, I see that there, because of what is going on, you don't challenge the police and all that. So they gave me a ticket. You know, went to court and all that. So part of parcel of
American living.
American life.
Yes, indeed. Back to the music. I mean, you've told us your process. It starts with the rhythm, then it goes to the lyrics to give the message, and then you craft it together. Where do you get your inspiration from, and what has been the most unusual source of inspiration for you?
My inspiration, I think, is coming from my elders. You know, because looking at Broadway band and things after school and things like that, I went to Broadway bands. You know, sometimes looking at them rehearsing and all that. And I became fascinated with the guitar, so I befriended the guitar player, the late Bebop Agri. You know, and
so you play guitar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was my first instrument.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, didn't know that.
Yeah. So Bebop Agri, he accepted me. I mean, seeing a young boy, you know, who is interested in the music and everything, he accepted me, took me to his room and everything, started playing American music, Nat King Cole and all that kind of things, you know. So looking at all those and rubbing shoulders with them and things like that, you know, the motivation was really coming out of there. Putting music together, I know that, you know, compositions, I know that arrangements, you know, I learned that, you know, how to put your lyrics together, and all, you know, it takes a lot though.
Yeah. Because
if you're doing something for somebody to put his hand in his pocket, take out money and buy, you know, it has to be good.
Got to be good. So you didn't study music in school?
Not at school, not at school. I studied it privately after schooling.
Okay. So you were exposed to music of Nat King Cole and the others?
Oh, man, because you see, there was a man living in our house, Mr. Kumsin, but he was a jazz fanatic. So at every 10 o'clock, that 10 p.m. to 11 p.m., there's American Jazz Hour.
On the radio?
On the radio.
Okay.
So every time he puts it there. Okay. And because I knew that I'd go and stand behind his window. It was that time that I started hearing of Miles Davis, John Coltrane, talking about Jimmy Smith, talking about Duke Ellington, all that. So I got to know, you know, because they were playing their music.
All right.
And when they played their music, mentioned their names and all that. And very luckily for me, when I went to America, I was invited to VOA, Voice of America, you know, for an interview. And lo and behold, that man, that was Willis Canover, that was the host of that Voice of America show that I was listening. Back home, I met him face to face, like I'm.
Wow, you know, what was that like, man?
Whew. I mean, when they told me, because the one who invited me for the program, when we finished the program, we were going outside, and the man was coming. Then he asked me, do you know the man coming? I said, no. He said, Willis Canover. Whew. So when we got to there, we stopped. And I told the man, yes, sir, you don't know what you've done to me. He said, what happened? I don't know you. What have I done? I said, yo, back in Africa, I was listening to you when we were doing Voice of America. Whoa, he became so fascinated that, you know, whatever that he was doing in America, as far away as Africa, we were listening to him.
That's the power of radio.
That's the power of radio.
Can you remember me some of the songs that you sang?
In
any of the Nat King Cole songs? Can you remember any of them?
Oh, Nat King Cole, I loved. He recorded some Latin music. Okay. You know, coming from South America. Yeah. Tu os mi corazón, coso te mi querer, Muerto dominicio, viamo ti conserve, vivi dall'ambeye, sola esperanza su. You know, so all those, you know.
You have a nice voice.
Oh, yeah, I mean, because, you know, and not only him, you know, instrumentations, you know, that was coming from Miles Davis, you know, John Coltrane's them, you know, Jimmy Smith, and lo and behold, I met Jimmy Smith face to face.
The organ guy.
Yes.
Whoa.
We took pictures. I met him 2 times. One was in New York, because I was in New York when I read Jimmy Smith, Stanley Torrentine, Grady Tate, Kenny Burrell were playing at a club called Fat Tuesdays.
You went there.
Whew. And I went there. I was so, I mean, fascinated that, you know, the man Jimmy Smith was too much a man. Because, you know, organ playing, people had surrounded him. Some were looking at his legs because he was using the legs to play the bass.
Yeah.
People were looking at it and left and, whew. But I knew of his music, you know, in Ghana before going.
So that was wonderful to meet.
It was so much, so, I mean, I looked at man, I mean, it's like looking at a woman. You know, I was so fascinated. Handsome man, you know, I was sitting on the keyboard and playing, and Kenny Burrell guitar, and Tate drums, you know, and whew.
It's almost like yesterday.
Whew.
Whew, I'm enjoying it right here on GTV Breakfast with Gyedu-Blay Ambolley, going through the avenue of his memories with music, and we'll come back and talk about rap and sampling and his tours. You are watching GTV Breakfast. My name is Kafui Day. Back after this break. Don't go anywhere. Guitarist, composer, touring performer, Gyedu-Blay Ambolley, ambassador of high life music. Messages are coming in 055-556-1034. Ja Guide, government shoe not for you. From the legend, may your upcoming tour be a success. Which countries are you touring pretty soon?
I'm touring Poland, Norway, Sweden, Germany, Holland, France, Belgium, all inclusive.
Wow, that's a lot of countries.
A lot of countries.
How many
yes.
passports have you gone through in your career?
I have, I think, about 4 of them.
4 passports. Also.
Yeah.
What's the most interesting or most unusual place you've performed?
My first time that I went to Poland. You know, because the mentality of what we hear about, you know, Poland and all them kind of things. But I was shocked in the way that the reception, you know, that we had from there was even more better, you know, than other countries, that open countries that, you know, I've
Poland,
yeah.
So you're looking forward to going back?
I'm going back, and I've told them that because, hey, man, they need to get their dancing shoes together, man.
One time.
Because,
yeah, one time.
Yeah. That's what's going to happen.
All right. So Chef Daniel from Kintampo is watching us live from the center of Ghana. Says good morning to you this morning. And so those are a couple of messages that we have here right now. Alaji is asking a question. He says, what will you say about the modern lyrics and how they are writing lyrics these days, the musicians?
If I'm going to talk about it, I think they're singing more about their girlfriends than what is happening, you know, socially and all that. Because if you watch videos and things like that, you see video after video, you see the young girls always, you know, shaking their booties, you know, and, you know, because I don't blame them, because I think the younger ones don't have responsibilities. You know, if you have responsibilities, that's going to reflect into your lyrics and your music and all that. But I think they're enjoying themselves, so you can find out from how the videos and everything is being portrayed.
Messages coming in 055-556-1034. Junior Arthur watching us from Odoko. He says he wants a song from you. Your teacher is your teacher. Yeah. We sang that before. We played that before we came in.
Exactly. Yeah. When you are a baby, your mama is your teacher. When you go to school, teacher is your teacher. When you go to university, the lecturer is your teacher. When you go to work, then the government becomes your teacher.
Beautiful music, and it's interesting philosophy from Gyedu-Blay Ambolley. So the story, you're known for being the pioneer of rap in modern Ghanaian music. How did you come up with that? A little bit told me that you learned it from
a madman.
A madman. He taught you?
No, he didn't teach me, but you know, after school, we used to follow him because he kept on murmuring to himself. So, you know, his school children were fascinated with what he was doing.
This is his second D?
Yeah, he was second D.
Okay, do you know his name?
But he was more in Takoradi.
Okay, he was more in Takoradi. You never knew his name?
Yeah, Arakanya.
Arakanya.
Yeah.
And you guys were just following him and listening to what he was saying?
Yeah, and no words, but you can hear, you know, what is he saying? And we don't know, but we were fascinated, you know, with what he was doing.
And you adopted it?
Yeah, but the adaptation of the rap came from the congas.
Really?
Yeah. The congas, we have music, you know, called, or we have a rhythm called Osibi. That's the rhythm that when our brothers went to England, they formed a band called Osibi Sa. So if you want to dance, Sa is the dance and Osibi.
Okay.
And Osibi, it coming from the congas, like, you know.
So that's your rap?
Yeah, so yeah, that motivation is coming from there, because so if the congas is playing, then we didn't have money to buy congas, so we started you know, then we started adding words to it.
Okay.
You know, so that was the beginning. And at any time that we were doing that, you know, we did that after school, because I had some co-equals, you know, about 4 or 5 of us. So one week after school, we just, you know, form a circle and start. Then one will get in the middle and start to dance. About that, about the kusa, Samana Quaji, here now, and to the mountains in there. And anytime we're doing that, the passerbys, they get there, they stop.
Wow.
You know, and they burst into laughter. So that gave me a mindset like, ooh, I think this needs to be developed.
Are you the only person among that circle of friends who took it to this level?
Yeah. Most of my friends, none of them did music. You know, most of them became seamen, some of them became priests and all that. So I was the only one who was, you know, musically inclined and pushing and facing music. So to me, it became more personal, you know, than them, because they were doing it for fun. But for me,
it was serious business.
It's a serious something.
Where are those friends?
I think 3 passed away. Ooh. And the one who became a priest, he's in America right now. Yeah.
You're in touch with him?
Yeah, because when I went to America, we met in Chicago. And but he's been moved from Chicago to Washington.
Okay.
So that's where he is. But sometimes, you know, out of what we call it, WhatsApp and all that, you know, we communicate.
You link up.
Yeah.
That's great, man. After how many years? 60 years?
Ooh, after, let's say, about 50 years.
Half a century.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you feel old?
No, I'm feeling younger now because, look, I'm sitting here, man, I'm 76 years old now. And if I feel like, because, you know, getting up in the morning, you know, walking and all that, you know, if you have that freedom, you know, to move and things like that, then you have to always give thanks to the Most High. Because I know people who are in their late 60s and all that, you know, they're not having it cool. You know, and by me and you know, the movement, when I hit the stage, you know, the dance and all that kind of things, hey man,
it's a workout.
It's a workout, and hey, we thank you too much.
Yeah, thank you. We thank you. I have never heard you talk about your close family.
Yeah.
Or nobody has ever asked you about your close family.
I don't think so.
I'm going to ask you now.
Yeah.
So talk to me. You were talking about a woman, so your woman and your children.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
My woman, when I went to America, I married African American.
Okay.
She's a doctor, you know, Dr. Malika Salam.
Okay.
You know, I married her, but we never had a child. Anyway, I had a child before going to America.
Where is that child?
He's in London right now.
Okay.
And
musician?
Basically, from the beginning, he started, you know, like trying to get involved, but something else, you know, swayed him from, you know, making the music a profession. Okay. And that sort of a thing. But he went into welding.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's in America. He gave me 3 grandchildren, and things like that. And I have one boy anyway. Okay. You know, yeah, I have one boy, but that's cool because. It's all coming from the Almighty.
One time.
Yeah, so, and I'm very much satisfied, you know, with that, and from what he's doing, and, you know, the family, and all that, you know, I think he's done a good job. Aside from that, you know, I have 2 brothers and a sister, you know, because the one that came after me is a woman. And 2 other brothers. I had 3 brothers, but one passed away. Okay. The senior one passed away, and it's left with the one that came after the senior before me. Yeah. So I'm the 3rd one, you know. And out of the whole family, my brothers and sisters, nobody did music. It's only me. So it looks like everything was given to me. Yep. Yeah, and that has been. Because my brother is in Germany, the other one is in Nigeria, my sister, and I have another sister by another father. You know, she's in Kumasi, and things like that. So that kind of family and things like that. But that's what it is.
What's it like to be a grandpa?
It's wonderful, but you know, looking at myself and you know, being a grandpa at this age and things like, I mean. I think I love it, you know, because the children are there, you know, play with them. You know, we invited them to come to America, you know, they come to stay with us for about 3 months and things like that. So I think I'm enjoying it, you know, and anytime we're speaking to them, oh, grandpa, and then grandpa, grandpa. So, ooh, I never thought that I was going to reach that grandpa, but now I'm in the circle of grandpaism.
As a comparison.
Yeah.
And let's switch back to the music. If you could collaborate with any musician, dead or alive, who would that musician be?
Locally, I like Obrafo.
Okay.
Yeah, locally I like Obrafo. I like, later on, Kofi Kinata, merged, and according to what they're doing, Kofi Kinata is more into the high life vein and things like that. I think that he's taking the right part. Obrafo, when I came back from America, the rap that I came to see him doing, they using the local language, to rap. I said, yeah, that's it.
That's it.
The only thing that has deviated a little bit is the music behind, his rap. It's not becoming more of a high life. It's becoming more of a, borrowed, music from the other side and putting his
more of hip hop.
Yeah, more of hip hop vein.
Yeah.
And putting his rap to it. I think because rappers coming from America and things like that, I put them all in the same basket, because they all doing the same thing. They also and trying to capitalize, of what was going on, and so I put them all in the same thing. I mean, Tupac, nice rap, Jay-Z them, all the Nas them, all of them has their own approach and things like that. But it has to be centered on the roots. Everything has to be, because they were sent away from here. Though they couldn't take away Africa from them when they went over there. But the roots is more important to me.
The roots are more important to you.
Yes.
How do you feel about people sampling your music? Obrafo is in the news right now because Drake is supposed to have sampled some part of his music, and they're chasing him for some good money, $10 million. How do you feel about people? People have sampled you before.
Yeah.
Hip hop people have sampled you before.
They do that.
How did they ask your permission?
Yeah, I mean, they do, because there was one guy who, my first recording, the Gyedu-Blay about the Boost, he took that, and did a sampling on it. But he contacted me before in doing that. The only good thing is that the Black Americans now are looking back.
They're coming home.
They're coming home, because whatever that they're doing and whatever that we're doing, there's differences because of the cultural aspect of it. But they're coming home. You see that now most of them are coming down and trying to, have some collaborations and things like that with the local, It's a step ahead for us to collaborate, also to start, portraying Africa, to the world, because now it's time for high life. The high life, the Nigerians have taken it, because one fella came with Afrobeat. Now the younger guys have taken it and added S to it, the Afrobeats and all that. But if you listen to the Afrobeats that they're talking about, it's not inconducive, man, with the culture that we have, because when we go outside to go and perform, you see that it is time for high life. That's the reason why I'm talking about high life, because every country has its music. If you go to Senegal, they play Senegalese music. Mali, they play Congo, they play Congolese. So why are we not portraying high life to the world? But younger guys are more dancehall, are more, what we call it, reggae.
So your argument is that dancehall and reggae is Jamaicans' music?
Yes.
And the Afrobeats is Nigeria?
It's total.
And so high life is
us. High life is us. Because if we're trying to portray music that we have to the world, it is high life. Because high life has two connotations. The male of high life is ta 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 ta. That is the male. The female is ta 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 ta. So
They come together and
They
form.
come together. And every dance music in this world has these two connotations in them. You take funk music, that ta 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 is in it. If you take salsa music, it's in it.
It's all there.
If you take Indian music,
That's like hip hop.
there.
Hip hop.
Yes. Or this one. She's a brick house. It's right in there. Yes. It's right in there.
It's right there.
So we are not capitalizing on that.
We are not that is the root.
That is the roots.
We need to get back to the roots.
We need, because it's the roots that feeds the tree. Without the roots, the tree would die. It's the roots that feeds the tree.
Is the Ghanaian music tree dying?
It's not dying, but there's a deviation. You know, because the younger ones don't know the music, the musical aspect of it.
But there's hope. I mean, Episode just released a new high life song, Obra. You've had Kinata is heavily into the whole high life scene. Kwabena, he's doing the high life. The elder citizens like Amanzuba and you are still keeping it. Or would you like to see younger people come forward and stop the patois and the dance hall?
Yeah. I mean,
but it's their right to perform music the way they want.
Yeah, it is their right, but everything has an identity. Whatever they do, there has to be an identification attached to it.
I read somewhere that, listen, these musicians need to start singing in pidgin. I go calm. For start singing pidgin, because the pidgin be one language.
Because it be so we have here. It be so we have.
Before they sing in pidgin.
Yeah, so if you meet American, say, or not say a Jamaican singing in patois, they have their own pronunciations and things like towards patois.
Because that be in language.
That be in language. When we collaborate with them, we can also do that in our pidgin.
So say, did they speak patois? We too, they speak pidgin.
It says it, so they can see the differences and things like that.
But we won't jump on the patois.
We are jumping on the patois, so are we copying who? Are we copying them, or we are becoming original?
Lots of things to chew on this morning. Before I go for the music break, though, Simiguadu. What's one of your nicknames?
Yes.
Is it Simigua or Simigua?
Simiguadu.
Simiguadu.
Yeah.
What's the history of this name?
Simiguadu is a coin word. But when you come to our dialect, that is Misi Miguadu. That I'm sitting on my stool like a king sitting with Misi Miguadu. So the Simiguadu.
Okay.
You know, so that's how it came about. So if you know, it's good that you asked me of that, because people thought that, oh, what is Simiguadu? What is Simiguadu? But it's our own dialect, but it's only coined in a way.
You're a musician now. You change it, take it and change it. You can't just take it raw like that.
No. You have to give it some honeys and things like that. It becomes sweet.
I was listening to this song, Obladi, Oblada, like a Beatles song, and I found out that line was taken from a Nigerian musician. That he used to say it in his performances, Obladi, Oblada, and they say life goes on. And the Beatles just took the stuff, used it. When he wanted credit for it, they refused. He had problems with his wife over alimony payments, and he couldn't pay his fees. So he asked Paul McCartney to help him pay the fees. And Paul McCartney said, I'll pay the fees on condition that you give up your rights to this. Oh,
wow, that's wickedness, man. That's wickedness. Beatles upon their monies and things like that.
Brother, and that's
swing a little bit of money. I mean,
that was huge. That was huge. Have you ever had to have you taken any decisions that you've regretted in your career as a musician? You gave up some rights or did something that you thought, man, I shouldn't have done this?
I don't think so. Because everything that I do, I just look at it. Because, you know, our fathers and things, they were telling us that the thing is called show business. Show business. That is, there's business attachment to the show. And with the business are going to put money in your pocket. So at any time that I'm doing anything in connection with music and all that, I just sit back. If I don't understand it, I'll ask the elders, and they will show me. so that I don't regret later.
So who handles your business side of things?
I handle them because people use your music, and that music is your intellectual property. If somebody wants to use your intellectual property for a commercial purpose, it means that he has to compensate you, and that is the law everywhere. So at any time when I went to America, I registered all my music.
With BMI?
With ASCAP.
With ASCAP.
Yeah. I registered all of them.
Association of Songwriters, Composers, and Publishers.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I registered all that because before going, I had a rapport with one of our elders, tell me, hey man, make sure that you register, because if you don't register, somebody takes it, you can't go back to claiming that it's yours.
So how does it work? I mean, how often do they send you a check?
Well, a check you talk about twice in a year.
Nice.
Twice in a year, because back in America, sometimes you go to the letterbox, you see, check and things like that, and so all these things are helping me as a musician.
Yeah, I can imagine. So here you go to the post office.
Oh no, I don't go. This one is paid straight into my bank. Has
2023's one come yet?
It's yet to come.
You're looking forward to it?
Yeah, because we are in April right now, so I'm looking up to say June, July. It has to happen.
The timing is good. June and then December.
Yeah, and December. Yeah.
Good times.
So Charlie is that's something that has kept me, because when I came back looking at elder musicians and things like that, sometimes when they are sick, it's a problem. One needs to go to hospital and things like that is a problem. Funerals and things like that is a problem. But their music is being used every day in the radios and everything. Yeah. So if Gamro is paying copyright, royalties and everything to them, they won't fall short of money and things like that, because their music is being used. How many radio stations do we have now?
Accra alone, we have like 50, man.
You see, and TV stations and all that. And so if collectively they are paying, musicians won't go hungry.
Musicians will not go hungry. If you're hungry for more, stick around. We're going for a quick break. We shall be back with KD and GBA. Coffee Day and Gyedu-Blay Ambolley. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, man. When did you take up the sax? Because I know your first instrument was guitar.
Yeah.
When did you start playing sax?
Sax was, I think, around about 78.
Who inspired you? Let me guess. Let me try a guess. Manu Dibango?
We knew of Manu Dibango, but the motivation was we had a sax player in a band. He left, and the sax was lying idle. I said, no, man, then I need to
Pick it up.
So that's when I picked it up and started fiddling with it.
Nice.
And things like that. And as time goes on,
you get better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to know it.
Wonderful. And what else? So you play guitar, you play sax. What else do you play?
Bass.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and keyboard, but not professionally.
For composing, right?
Yeah, for composing and all that, because the chorals and you have to know your chords.
Yeah.
Talking about F, G,
all that stuff.
A minor and all that kind of. So you need to do that so that anytime that you're composing everything, you can go to the keyboard and
do it. What's the most unusual instrument you have incorporated into your sound?
Unusual. I don't know if I've ever done that, but because all the instruments that I played or learned, how to play them, they were instruments that I liked.
Yeah.
Guitar, bass, drums, keyboard, sax. The unusual, like trumpet.
Okay, trumpet.
Yeah, I mean, I had a chance of learning trumpet, but I didn't because when I was a kid, I fell down and I broke my leg. Ooh. So I was afraid that putting the trumpet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't go to it.
What's your favorite instrument? If you could play only one instrument.
I love the saxophone, though.
Okay.
I love this because it has a peculiar kind of sound. That if you put into music, whether it's soloing or whether it's playing an ensemble or something like that, it has it has something. It has something that it's coming from your inside. It touches your veins and things like that. So my love, is more to it. Though guitars and things like that, yes, wonderful. If you know how to play them, because guitar also being a choral instrument, and then you know how to play them, it's
But the sax is it?
Yeah, but the sax is like a woman.
Do you sleep with your sax?
It is there, but it's not in my bedroom though.
Okay.
But it's at my rehearsal place.
Okay.
So anytime that any idea comes, I firstly put it on keyboard.
And then
before I
go to the sax.
Before I go to the sax.
Why is the sax like a woman?
Because it's mellow, too much mellow as an instrument. Saxophone is too much a mellow an instrument that it's like you are not alone. It's like you are by a woman.
Does your sax have a name?
I haven't given it a name.
If you were to give your sax a name, what would you call your sax?
If I'm going to give it a name, I'll call it the other side of Gyedu-Blay Ambolley. The other side.
The feminine side?
The feminine side, yeah. So the other side.
What's your feminine side? I mean, when's the last time you cried?
No, I haven't cried before. I haven't cried because, when my father passed away, I did not cry. When my mother passed away, I did not cry. Not that I didn't have love for them, but I told myself that they have come to contribute to the world. And I thank the Most High for them bringing me and teaching me, that if they are not there, I can be able to take care of myself. So I was happy for them, because they made me to know the world. I was happy for them instead of crying that they live in me, because they left me something that became, usable, you know, in the course of my life. So I was happy for them. I did not cry.
How about your big brother? I mean, it's a very painful thing to lose a big brother.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my brother, too, yes, we all went there. He was late, you know, and things like that. Looking at him lying down and things like that, I said that he has come to contribute his quota, you know, to the world, you know. So he's going. Thank God he's my senior brother. And, you know, I remember when we were kids and things like that, sometimes they're going out, I want to follow them, you know, and they didn't want to, they'll run away and leave me. And when they ran away and leave me, then I became stranded because I don't know where I'm going.
Exactly.
And things like that, you know. So I used to remember those things.
Do you miss your big brother?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Because he was the first that started to work. He was a seaman. And he was the first that went to, you know, beyond the shores of Ghana and things like bringing things back, you know, out of his work and things like that. So, you know, he opened my eyes.
What's the most personal or emotional song you've written?
I wrote this song because we were on tour in Nigeria. And I met this girl, a Nigerian. You know, we played with fella, you know, side by side, and this girl came down there. And the first time I met this girl, you know, I was speaking with her, and she wasn't even looking at my face, and things like that. So we left because we were on tour. We went to Calabar, Port Harcourt, and all those areas. Now we came back again to Lagos, and we played with fella. And now, when I saw the girl again, it's like the girl couldn't get enough of me. I mean, somebody who wasn't looking at my face, now the attachment was too stronger, you know, than before. Well, we had a good time, did whatever they wanted to do until I came back to Ghana. I was in Ghana, about 6 months later, they said somebody was looking for me. When I came out, it was this girl. I was shocked that, you know, what motivated her, you know, to come all the way from Nigeria to come and look for me. And finding out, because that time I was playing the Huru dance band. So we were staying at Asylum Down. And this girl, I couldn't imagine, shit, man, it freaked me. So after that, a recording deal came. You know, somebody came to, Ebo Taylor was my band leader at that time. So the late Ben she came to record Ebo Taylor, and I told him, no, I also have some songs. And he said, okay, let's attach to it. Then in the course of rehearsal, I composed Tofi. Tofi, it was blues, you know, and I mean, the way the girl came to Ghana looking for me and saw me and things like that, it made the feeling and everything, you know, in singing that song, using her name, you know, maybe I seen Yara Wankotin, you know, Mehuara Muntumanda, or, you know, that sort of, you know, so it became very, very close to my heart.
Are you still in touch with her?
Yeah, not now,
okay.
Because when I later on found out where she was, they told me that she's in Holland right now. But I've been to Holland about, you know, performed there about 4 or 5 times, but I haven't been able to see her. Yeah, see her. You know.
She may be in the audience when you go on your tour.
But I think if she's in audience, she will come.
She will come, eh?
Yeah.
The way she came from Nigeria to look for you.
Automatically.
Automatically. Gyedu-Blay Ambolley. I know you love the music of Oscar Moore.
Yeah.
Ofori.
Yeah.
Can you sing one of your favorite Oscar Moore songs?
Harmonia modofo efime brewo subante Crawford bekan wasan moye nyimgasi saminti dofo hwe. You know, so, you know, talking about, you know, harmonia modofo efime brewo subante, because, you know, people laugh with you and things like that. At the back of you, you know, they speak differently, and things like that. And they put all these in a song for you to know the do's and don'ts of life, you know, and what is going on. And not only him, you know, and aside from him, recording that song. He also composed for E.T. Mesa, he composed for Ramblers, Black Beats, and things like that. So he was all over the place.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, great guy.
Great guy.
He's late now.
Music still lives.
Thank you very
Music
much.
still lives. So you're going on tour pretty soon.
Yes.
Your band is called the Second D Band.
Second D Band.
Yes.
Yes.
Tell us, for those who missed the beginning, you are going around Europe, man.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Poland, Holland, Belgium, Germany,
Portugal. I can see Portugal.
Yeah, Sweden, Portugal.
Yeah, so it's Groningen, Haarlem, Warsaw, Berlin, Cáceres, Lisbon, Eeklo, Jette, Antwerp, Stockholm, Oslo, Bergen, Nijmegen, Casablanca, that's Morocco. Roskilde, Lars, Benningen. So these are the countries: Netherlands, Deutschland, which is Germany, Spain, Portugal, Belgium, Sweden, Norway, Netherlands, Morocco, Denmark, back to Germany. You were a big superstar.
And this is what I'm telling the younger ones, man. If at this time of my age and high life I'm still touring, it means that something good is happening.
Something good is happening. Yeah. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes now. Close your eyes.
Okay.
I know I can't check because you're wearing glasses, but please close your eyes. I know you're telling the truth.
Okay.
But you can take them off if you want.
Yeah.
Imagine you're a president of this beautiful country called Ghana. What law would you put in place? A law that you could put in and it would last. If you're a president for a day, you could put in a law that would last. It wouldn't even be taken off, even though you ended your presidency. What law would you make to stay the test of time in Ghana?
There's one thing that the late President Achampon, the head of state, said, that we need to grow what we eat, and we need to eat what we grow. It's very important.
So that's what you want. Okay.
Whatever that is given to us, we have to capitalize upon that. We have to use that for our own benefit as well as our children.
All right.
And if that mentality is there, it means that whatever that we have or whatever that comes into the country, we will use that for the benefit of the people.
All right.
Because it is not partyism, it's countryism.
It's not partyism, it's countryism.
It's countryism.
On that note, what do you think this is?
I know it's juice, but I don't know the kind of juice, but I know that it's juice.
The next time you're driving all the way to 2nd D, when you get to the bridge over the Pra, look at the water.
Oh, man, my brother. For this to look like whatever that we're facing, it is telling us that something is wrong. Because if we have police and if we have the military and everything, and our water is still like this, it means that because that's not what our ancestors left for us.
That's it.
And if his ancestors didn't leave that for us, we don't have to allow it to turn this color. Because it's a water that we drink, it's a water that we fish from it, and everything, so it has to be clean.
It's got to be clean. Keep doing clean music. Keep flying the flag of Ghana high.
Thank you.
And keep making music. And Onyakupo himself continue to bless you.
All the time.
Na na nyamye.
Wombaruso. Na na nyamye. Bonino adoso. You see, it looks like I saw it. It looks like I saw it.
You saw it. And this is part of the Bonnie.
Thank you.
On that note, I want to say thank you very much. This is GTV Breakfast with Katie and
GBA.
There you go. Have a wonderful eat. My name is Kavide, and this has been our Eid edition of our show. I'm so excited. I haven't forgotten who made this for me. So this is coming from my presenters. Please come. All these beautiful ladies, come and do all the talk for me. Maltiti, Valerie.
Farida.
Oh, Farida Maltiti
Saida
and
Mariam.
Saida Tawfiq.
Tawfiq.
So what's your Hausa name now?
No,
Your Arabic name. Your Arabic name is what?
Farida.
Farida, and you?
Saida Mariam.
Saida Mariam. All right.
Farida in Arabic means precious pearl.
Precious. Oh wow.
And you are.
What does your name mean?
Okay, so Saida is a title actually. Saida means leader. Mariam means Mary, the mother of Jesus.
Oh.
So, leader Mary.
Okay. Okay. Who made us look this great, man? Tell us.
Cobra Diamonds Boutique. You
Okay.
can find them on social media everywhere. T is coming with the boo-boo style of all the Eid vibes. Val is in the abaya like me, and Kaf is in the Gucci.
Gucci.
Jalabia.
Yeah, Jalabia Gucci.
Yes.
Yes,
Cobra
indeed.
Diamonds Boutique on Facebook, on Instagram. You look her up. She'll make you look.
All right. And our decor before I get to tea.
Our decor is by Iman Shop Ghana.
Fantastic.
Yes, they
All right.
sell learning materials, Arabic books.
You guys
children.
are making Gyedu-Blay look like a sheikh with so
Yes,
many wives.
Sultan.
Tell me what's your name.
It's Sultan.
He's happy, man. Tell me what's
Rahina.
your Arabic name?
Rahina.
Rahina. What does it mean?
Beautiful.
Naturally. My name is Tawfiq.
Oh, Sheikh
Yusuf.
Tawfiq.
Tawfiq Yusuf Abdullah. Well, the
There should have been a bin in
the
there.
meaning will come.
Bin
Tawfiq Yusuf bin Abdullah.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Bless. Let me go enjoy the women. Bless. One love. Have a great weekend. See you guys. Bye bye.